All right. Welcome back, everyone, to Tea Time with Teacup Entrepreneurs. I'm your hostess, Steph Pellish, and I'm very excited today because I have not one, but two guests with me today, an amazing mother-daughter duo who are part of Teacup. I have Agata and Justina with me today, and they are the owners
Oh,
of DNA Naturals. And so they run a skincare company or create skincare products, and I'm so excited to dive in, talk to them today, and get into all of the things about entrepreneurship inside a family and also having natural products. So, welcome.
hi. Hello.
Hi. So, let's just dive right in as to what created or what made you create a business, a mother-daughter business, and go into business together. How did that come about?
Together, it was when my daughter finished her school and she said, Mom, let's restart our business. Because I started my business like in 2014 after my third daughter was born and I had severe skin problems. And I was buying really expensive creams, nothing helped. And finally, I saw some article how to make on your own. I tried it. It started helping. And from that time, I started reading about that and creating. And then I had a little bit to do a pause because we have another business and I had to help in another business. And last year, my daughter finished school and she said, let's restart. So that's how we restarted.
I love it. So, Justina, what made you think it was time to start, or what made you kind of give your mom that nudge?
Yeah, so just also being just a teenager, you want to try different things, try different new things. And the college route I felt like wasn't like the first start for me. I felt like, being on my own, being constantly surrounded by family who's always been doing their businesses, like I could take this route as well and not like the always direct route, which people go out of school, they go immediately into college. And for me, it was like skincare and natural. We've always done everything with natural. So that's how I grew up in. And then I noticed everything internally we did natural. There was not everything externally available as well, such as
Mhm.
skincare. And every time I would go into a store or a place where you would get skincare, everything was packed with chemicals, just filled with things that shouldn't be in your skin, which people forget to like acknowledge that 70% of what you put on your skin gets directly into your bloodstream. So it's not only what is internally that's important, it's externally. And
Yeah.
being a teenager, you're going through like several changes. You want like to really focus on your health, and there was nothing on the market available. And for me, when I would use those products, it would just even cause more problems. It would cause more acne. It would just like cause scarring. So like for me, I wanted to go back into that route of like not only internally taking things in, but also externally focusing on natural. So then I was like, we should restart the company back again because it's not available out in the market. It's not available for teens and everyone from teens all the way up to adults. So there's nothing out there. So
Yeah. So, Agata, I know Justina just mentioned like internally, you guys were eating very natural, very organic. And so, is that part of your culture? Is that how you raised your family, how you just were raised yourself? Or tell us a little bit about your journey with that.
Yes, I was raised back in Lithuania. So in those times, all products were natural. So there was no preservatives, nothing. The products would stay fresh for 1 day, 2 days, and you have to throw it. So, and then I came here to America and I started buying, didn't read any labels, and actually had some problems with my health. And only then I figured out what is the difference. And that's how it started for me. And also, we always used to use herbs for any treatments, so instead of medications. And finally, we decided that not only internally to take, but maybe we can try also the same incorporate in our business.
Yeah, so I know you use a lot of herbs in like your cooking, but also in some of the products that you make. How did you learn which ones were good for what? Like, is that something that you learned from your family? Is that something that you had to do some research on, or how did you gain that knowledge?
Yes, lots of reading.
Lots of
Lots of reading. Yes, I knew everything, quite a lot about like herbs to take internally for like if you have coughs or pains or anything. So basically, I would make tinctures, teas, infused oils. But finally, we started after lots of reading and educating yourself.
Yeah. And so now is that something that Justina, you've really picked up on? You kind of leave that piece to your mom a little bit more, or how does that balance work with who knows what goes where and does what?
Yeah, so I picked it up, like I said, I kind of grew up on all this herbs, so for me it's like normal. So when other people don't really understand that, basically that's just my normal. Taking a herb is like like that's our medicine. People take like all these like cough drops and stuff, and my mom sticks me with like this homemade tincture with like garlic and honey and stuff. So it's just like I've grown up on it, but obviously like that's the internal aspects of it. Then we do have to do extensive research also on the external, just to make sure like we're putting everything exactly how it's needed in our products. And like for example, if we're doing something with like now we're doing developing a new anti-aging serum, so we need to research exactly like what is perfect for the what helps with fine lines and stuff. So it's definitely a lot of research going into it, as long as just like being raised on it as well.
Mm.
Yeah, and I know that even though you said like college felt like it wasn't quite the right fit, but that you're still navigating your education journey. And so tell us a little bit about like what you're doing and how you hope to bring it into your business.
Yeah, so I graduated a year early. I took my junior and senior year in 1 year. So that left me with 1 year where I was supposed
That's
to do my senior
amazing.
year.
Let's just say that. Awesome job.
So in that gap year, I decided to restart like the business so I could like really set foundation and just like really just focus on it. And then afterwards, I decided, what's a major thing that's really helps a business? You could have like the best business in the world, something that's really great, but what is really important is the marketing aspect of the business. Without marketing, your business will not get anywhere.
Mhm.
Even if you have the greatest product out there, if people don't know it, you won't get anywhere with it. So I decided to take a few courses for my college to see and get my marketing degree. So currently I'm in college for that. Um, so I could really market out our business as well. I really want to expand my knowledge again in skincare, and with that being, I want to get my sorry, we
It's all
have our
right. We've
cat
got a
here who's just
visitor.
like
I
trying to
love
jump
it.
around everywhere.
Who's our visitor? We can say hello.
She's our little kitten over here,
Oh,
a new family member.
very cute, very precious.
Yeah, so also with the college aspect, I really want to also extend into skincare.
Mhm.
The ultimate goal is to open our own facial spas where we can incorporate our 100% products. Again, open something that's new on the market that's never been there. And offering also like facials that don't use any harsh treatments. Everything is 100% natural. So I do also want to get into my esthetician license as well. So going from like having my gap year, starting my business, I went into my marketing degree, which I'm currently working to help advertise our business out more. And then I want to get my esthetician license to actually really be able to work hands-on with people.
Yeah, you've got some big goals. That's amazing.
And
Um,
also, what I would like to tell, also we have a huge garden with our herbs. So
that,
lots of herbs we
so that
incorporate
was
in
going to
our
be my next
herbs.
question. Actually,
Okay.
great transition. Because I know that your products are made with ingredients from your garden. So can you kind of walk us through like how do you decide what to grow and what you want to make with that? Like, what is the process? How do you just decide, oh, this would be something good to grow and then decide what product you want to make? Or do you kind of think about the product and then go back and start the growing process? Like, walk us through that a little bit.
At first, I was growing just for internal use. And
Mhm.
then when I started reading, you can do this, you can do that. That's how I started incorporating. But also, we're more specializing into normal dry skin, mature skin, because lots of people, from our experience, because we are going to different trade shows and craft shows and everywhere, and people complain about dry skin.
Yeah,
And lots of herbs help a lot for dry skin. So that's how we're incorporating.
love it.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite? I know you spend a lot of time in your garden, like something that you really love growing or that you get really excited to see. Maybe it takes a little bit more care or tending to.
I would say maybe the herb that she kind of fell in love with recently would be the toothache plant. It's like her number one plant. She like found it somewhere and like she uses it for everything for like colds, for like it's called toothache, so it also helps
Okay.
with toothache, so it gives like a numbing effect to your mouth. So like she really fell in love with that because like she made a tincture and she mixed it in with a few other things and like she hasn't caught a cold all winter. And so that's kind of her lifesaver.
Yeah, that's in sort of any medications which we anyway don't use, but that
Right.
even didn't let me to fall sick because
Yeah.
I'm mixing that thing herb with some other herbs, and as soon as I see that somebody is sick, I merely just start taking, and that's it.
Love
I'm
it.
okay. And also that toothache plant is extremely good for fine lines and wrinkles. And I think new research was done that uh, they compare it to Botox effects, but without any, of course, fillers and
Right.
dangers of Botox.
It's amazing. It's amazing how we've really lost the connection to plants and herbs and just nature in general, and how we've gotten so far from that, because I've learned a lot from both of you with your products and just in you educating us during some of our teacup conversations, because it's not how I grew up. It was really a matter of convenience. What's the most convenient? What's the easiest? And so I think it's, so important to kind of come back to that plant connection, that nature connection, and how do we support that for the family or the mom or the woman who's looking for something, but really is also needs that convenience, right?
Yeah, so like for example, we ran into somebody recently who was like, "Yeah, we make our own skincare at home because it's more natural." But then they saw us and they're like, "Oh, now we have somebody to buy from, because our ingredients, they do have a lot of like exotic ingredients in them and stuff. For example, we have a blue tansy coming out. So like it's exotic, something you can't get, but it's 100% natural instead of people focusing and only like making their small serums with like coconut oil and stuff like that. Like we give them like an easier option and we also give them 100% natural option, which they would have been trying to do at home. So we're giving
Yeah.
them the easy route for there, like to purchase.
I love that. I love that. What I would love to hear a little bit more too about like your dynamic together with the business. Like, how do you make decisions? How do you decide what products you're going to make together? Is it weighted one way more than another, or what kinds of things you're doing, or how you're like where you see your growth? That was a lot of things in one question, but just curious about your dynamics together inside of the business decision making.
We're mostly listening to customers because customers come and they say, okay, I would like this product, and what can it help? And then basically we do research. Like we found out about retinol. People were complaining about the side effects of retinol. And then we started researching that for that it is bakuchi oil substitute, which is
Mhm.
absolutely natural. So we're literally listening to customers, what they're looking for. And like I said, mostly they have dry skin, they have also fine line problems, and they don't want to go to do any injections. So because they want to go naturally, so that's how we do. And dynamics.
Dynamics, she's still my mom. So that should explain it.
But that means a lot. Like I know for myself, I was in business with my husband. We were in business together with family members. I also grew up inside of my dad owned a business that was owned by his father and then left to him and his three siblings. So I've seen a lot of family dynamic. I've been a part of the family dynamic of business. And there is a piece of, having to balance business and the relationship. And has that been a challenge for you? Has it just been something that's been easy for you to balance your relationship and the business together?
Yeah, it's always been easy. Like ever since I was little, me and my mom had always a good relationship. So that's never been like a hard thing. Like, of course, she was my mom when I was younger. She disciplined, but when you get older, you become more like best friends. So that aspect isn't really hard. It's just really you need to like communicate properly. Like, this is what we're gonna be doing, and that's how we're gonna solve this problem. And I feel like communication is like a big part. But also having just a great relationship, like that helps as well.
Yeah, I don't understand when people say, those teenagers. I say, I don't know. They have their own mind. No, I don't know. I really don't know. I have
Well,
three kids, but
yeah, and so
I don't know.
give us a little bit of background, right? Like how old are your kids? You have three
So she
kids?
will be soon 20 this year. My son will be 17 and daughter will be 13 this year.
Yeah, and so you just have a really close-knit family, and I know just from, again, conversation and culturally, like you guys have a very strong family dynamic, and it sounds like it's very open and trusting and honest and all of the things that make for good partnership in something like a business. I remember,
Yeah. Oh,
go ahead.
okay, please go ahead.
I remember a couple years ago, I heard someone was talking about having a business partner, and they said it's like a marriage because it's a partnership and you're making decisions together. So when you go into a business partnership, you need to make sure that it's someone that you want to make these big decisions with because it's how important it is that being in the same family, how your values align and how your vision aligns. So what is your vision for the business? Where do you see DNA Naturals going?
Yeah, for us, we see DNA Natural. So we want to open, like I said, our own salons. So we
Mhm.
want to have incorporate the external and internal use. So as well as doing facials, we do want to open an area where we do 100% natural facials. So we have our own estheticians. That's why I want to get licensed so I can also help train people how we want to see fit.
Mhm.
We also want to use only our 100% natural products. So to really bring in that 100% natural, you can find anywhere in our store. You come into our spa, everything you can touch is on the label. We're 100% transparent. As well as we do want to have a section opened. We're going to get we practice, we do ourselves herbal teas and stuff and tinctures, but we also do want to start producing it as well. So we're going to also open that area very, very soon. So we
I
do want to
love
also incorporate when we get a little bit bigger our own spas where you can go in one section get your facials, get your serums and stuff, and the other part you could get like your teas, your tinctures. You can see how it's made and everything. So that's what our big vision is.
And also our understanding of 100% natural is a little bit different. What we mean, we don't use any preservatives, no chemicals, no fragrance oils. So because our serums and oils made only, and even creams are made with butters and oils. So we don't use water. Once you don't use water, you don't need any preservatives.
right.
Yes, you need like vitamin E, which extends and the shelf life of oils, but we don't need any chemicals to use it.
I had a question and it totally just left my mind. Yeah, with the internal and the external, I think it's just so fascinating because I don't think we think about the fact that it goes into our system and being absorbed just as much, if not more than what we're actually eating because there's no filter there when it's coming through our skin necessarily. How do you how do you see the growth in terms of being able to grow enough product to or grow enough of your herbs to really continue to produce? Like how big is your garden?
It's big enough. It's big enough. But of course, not everything because we need to use oils. So of course we look for good suppliers and not everything you can't do from the garden. Like we
Yeah.
do also hydrosols, yes, we do from the garden. We pick up and we make hydrosols. We infuse oils. Um, Even mushrooms we infuse, which are great for collagen production. So that's another thing we will be putting in our.
Yeah, our new serum we're gonna be putting is our new anti-aging serum. So it's gonna have like a bunch of exotic stuff. With our like blue tansy, it's gonna have a bunch of mushrooms that are really gonna help with like fine lines, wrinkles, collagen reproduction, stuff like that. So
And also, like I said, toothache plant, my
mhm.
favorite.
Yeah.
Your favorite. Yeah.
Oh, my favorite, seriously. I even didn't think about that when she mentioned, oh, yes, yeah, that's my favorite.
Every day she mentions something with toothache. Everyone's like, we
It
get
And
it.
she runs
well,
because it's literally numbs your mouth if you take it. It's
mhm.
like when you go to dentist office almost, but it numbs your teeth. It's perfect for your gums. It heals your gums because it very has lots of antibacterial properties, and it's great for your skin
So
too.
we all need to go out and get some.
We'll have some. We
You'll have
have
to.
some
Great.
tinctures and everything. Yeah, we'll have to.
So a lot of it, right, as I had asked before about, you know, where, like, how do you create the education? How do you, like, are your customers aware of what the herbs and what your tinctures already do, and that's how they're finding you? Or is it people who are interested in just becoming healthier and looking for a more natural product, and they just kind of find you that way?
There has been a shift in the market, ever since the lockdowns and COVID, the shift from going to like pharma stuff, going to more of the open stuff has been closing and more holistic has been approaching. So a lot of people have been shifting from what's been chemically based to more naturally by themselves. But also we do love to educate our people, our consumers. So that's why our social medias are really important. We constantly are posting about videos or posts about what we actually put in the product, how they are healthy for you, what do they do, like what is the benefits, how is the breakdowns of it. So basically, we do want to educate as well. We don't want people to like just use our product and not understand what they're using because being uneducated and using a product, whether how good it's advertised, it's still not responsible for yourself. So we want to make you fully educated in what you're putting on your skin and really understand like this is really important for you and like what you're getting into your skin as well and into your body.
And
Yeah.
we also try to educate people that it's very important your gut health. So lots of skin problems come from the gut. If you eat junk, no skincare can help you. So first we need to heal. That's what we tell people every time. First, make sure what you're eating.
Yeah.
And once is that solved, then the next step is with creams and everything. You just cannot just cover up.
Yeah, and I think that's a such a big component of it, that education piece of understanding how much, I think in theory, a lot of us know that what we eat is impacting us, but we've been eating the same thing for so long, whether it's all natural or processed or anywhere in between. And for the people who are not eating all of that natural food or eating natural food that maybe doesn't agree with them or isn't quite right for them in whatever way, you don't know any different. And so that education piece of like when you start to eat more natural or when you start to heal the gut and you start to feel better, and then you recognize like, oh, my belly always kind of felt funny, but now that it doesn't, I notice that it doesn't feel funny. Or I've always had acne and now my face is clear, but I just thought like I just was a person who always had acne. And we're always trying to like fix the symptoms without actually fixing the problem. And I love that you guys are taking this approach of looking at what is the real foundational problem and educating women, families, people about all of this. Um, what What would you say is your favorite thing or the thing that people are always most surprised to learn about your products or the natural component of the things that you use?
I feel like a lot of people, they kind of are surprised that this is still going, you know. People forget like there is a natural aspect out there. And then when somebody comes with all that information, they get like surprised, like, oh, we've forgotten this knowledge. And then like they start thinking for themselves and they're like, yeah, we used to do this. This has been going on for centuries. It's been going on for centuries, but we lost that, you know, during years, during like when pharma brought things over and stuff. And now that this aspect has come back, people are really surprised with like the natural aspect of stuff.
Yeah, well, and there's a lot out there too, like in the stores and on the shelf that says natural.
Yeah.
But I
So
know,
it's a
go
little
ahead.
play on words.
Mhm.
If you just say natural, what people can do is they can do use a few natural ingredients. Yes, that is true, but they also incorporate chemicals in there because it's like a play on words. So it's not 100% natural. That's why it says it's natural. So yes, of course they're gonna add in like 50% or even more of natural ingredients, but you're still gonna get those chemicals. That's a big part of our company too. We want to be 100% transparent. That is really what we are about as well. Whatever is on our label, that is exactly what you're getting in. We're not hiding anything from you. We're being as open and transparent. Because what we wouldn't want to put on our skin, we don't want to give to you. So
Yeah, love that. Do you have a favorite product that you use, both
yeah.
of you?
Right now, I personally really like our Immortelle Glow tallow face cream. I really like it because it really helps with like my acne and stuff, and plus it's heavier. And since my mom likes to like literally bake us in this house at 80 degrees, our skin tends to dry out over here. So
So your clients, you can relate to your clients with that dry skin, looking to
yeah,
give it
for
some
other
moisture.
reasons, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's for drying out literally. So yeah, having a heavier cream that really helps. That's my favorite one.
Yeah. How
And
about you,
mine
Nessa?
is, I also like that. I love, and also prickly pear. It's it's an oil. So I use a prickly pear and then I put that. I need extra dry, extra creams because I don't like to drink water. So I need like more and more. I know
Yeah,
it's my
yeah,
mistake.
yeah. So you get your hydration externally versus
I know.
internally. I love it.
I know. I need to change that. That's I'm teaching others and I'm not doing myself about drinking the water. And water,
Hmm.
it's also very good to drink with. If you want to hydrate, it's Celtic salt. Take little granule, put under the tongue, dissolve it, and then drink a cup of water. That's when you really will hydrate yourself.
All right.
I know that.
There you go. Knowing it
Just
and
need to
doing it
remind you.
are, yep, yep, yep. We teach what we need to learn the most, right? That's
I
what we
know.
say. What has been maybe something unexpected or funny that has like come from owning a business together? Like maybe there's something, an experience that you had or a story that you've can share that can give us just some of like the fun side of owning a business, mother-daughter business.
I think the most unexpected is how many people are like, you can be in the same room with your mom for that long and work with her. Like the amount of people we go, like they're like, oh, you guys are sisters. I'm like, no. They're like, oh, you're friends. I'm like, no, she's my mom. They're like, and you're together in the same room for hours on end and work
Yeah.
together. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
some friends say even, you here again with your mom?
yeah. Yeah, we'll go somewhere and they'll be like, oh, and then 5 seconds later it's my mom and they're like, oh, again, both of you. Yeah, we're always together. So I feel like in the not only in the business but also in personal life, that having that good relationship, I guess, is not a complete normal for people. So they're more surprised that we're like even working together.
Yeah, sometimes I tell her, just go with your friends.
And then she
And she's like,
follows.
no, because your friends, parents, my friends.
Yeah.
Sure. And that's such a, you know, I think you guys take that for granted, but it really isn't something that is always readily accessible. And you and I have had conversations, we've talked about it inside of some of our teacup meetings, like the need for community. And you have just, I mean, you moved to a new country and you created your own community and you lean very strongly on your community. And that's something that so many women that I know, myself included, like I didn't move to a new country, but I moved an hour away. And when I came here, I was like, I don't have any support systems. And so, can you talk a little bit about like, I see that as you taking that for granted, but it's something that I really struggled with to find. And so talk about like what the support systems are that you do have in place and how you utilize those as a parent, but also as a business owner, all of the pieces.
Oh, yes, when I came, it was quite tough. But we have very strong family. Basically, in the family, we always talk everything we do together. And then we have good friends, really good friends. So I think that's
But
friends
how did
who
you
not
find them?
who
Like
will
how
do.
where are the places that you connected with them or how did you like did you didn't all just move here at the same
Oh,
time and
yes,
grew
no,
up
it's
together?
gradually.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was gradually. I feel like coming also, my mom came from another country and then I'm like a first generation here.
Mhm.
They raised me as how they were raised. So fitting with different values is kind of hard with being like such a diverse country and stuff. With all different cultures and stuff. So really we have a really good community that sticks with friends and stuff that have the same values, the same core values and stuff, and like culture as well really helps. So you really like really get to know each other, build like a family and like really support and lean on each other. So I feel like that's also
I think after a couple times when you meet people, you see if
hmm
they align with you or not.
Mhm.
So basically, will they just drop everything and do for you? Will I do it for somebody? So that's how we finally get together because we have so many friends where you just say, okay, I have something to do. Can you drop my kids? And even it's not comfortable for them, they will do it.
Yeah.
So, and I will do the same for them. So it's not like I will help only when
Mhm.
it's comfortable for me, when I don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's it.
and finding these people is just not, you're not going to find people just sitting in your home. Like, you're not going to find people if you just go to the same places. You really have to expand yourself and try some new things because you don't know that somebody is gonna come as well, and all of a sudden you guys are gonna click and you guys are gonna be friends, and then that's gonna develop into something more. So just staying in your comfort zone is not gonna help. You're really gonna have to push yourself out there and go into join just different groups, join different hobbies, just like do something different because you are going to find people that are going to align with you. Of course, there's people that's not going to be with you, that's not going to align with you, but there's people out there that are for you. You're just going to have to put yourself out there to find them.
Oh, but another thing, I refuse to go to restaurants and meet people. I say personally, if you want real relationship, you have to invite to their own home.
Yeah.
If you don't, that connection will never develop because restaurants,
Well, there's a
other areas, they
vulnerability.
are neutral areas, and people will always feel like more
More out instead of
like
like more
Yeah, there's a
outsiders instead of
vulnerability
friends.
inviting
Mm-hmm.
somebody into your
yes.
home, into your space, and allowing them to see parts of you that they wouldn't see in a restaurant. It gives you a bigger idea of who this person is. And so I love that. And I love this idea too of like when we step in and we look for community, we're also looking for community who's stepping in and showing up for us at the same time and reciprocating and balancing that out. What what would be the biggest thing that you would love to share with our viewers, our listeners about just what you wish everybody knew about natural products or about their health in general, maybe?
How powerful they are. People are taught that only doctors know everything. but doctors are taught only certain way with medications. They never been taught natural way. They never been taught about herbs. I think since 1913 is not allowed. I cannot exact date say, but
Mhm.
uh, they're not taught anything about herbs and their benefits.
Yeah.
And that's the most. You have to look for people who are interested, whose passion is about that, and who uses themselves.
Yeah.
That's the major thing. It's not like I tell one and I do totally different, like I do about water, but I'm not selling water. So
Right. No, I think that's so important. And remembering too that, you said the doctors don't learn about these natural things. And then even when they get out into practice, their education comes from the pharmaceutical companies. It's not coming from the natural, organic, like plant.
and
Uh,
also, you see, because I learned a lot of things from my mom, because we
mhm.
used to go and pick up herbs. We used to pick up mushrooms,
Yeah.
literally in the fields, in the forest. Even now, this year we went to Lithuania, so I just dragged my kids and I said, "Let's go. We're picking right now mushrooms, picking in the fields, basically in the meadows, and thyme and all these herbs." I said, and
So
that's
now,
it.
Justina, I'm going to assume that that is exciting for you. How about for your siblings? Are they as interested in it as you and your
Um,
mom are? Or they
I
just kind of
mean,
come along for the ride?
I mean, it depends on what times. When they hear about it in Lithuania, they hear the word forest and they run, so they're faster than me in that aspect. So I get thrown out to do all that stuff. Um, but in general, we all practice, just like herbs and stuff like that. But my sister, my little sister, she's really into it as well. She's very knowledgeable for for a 12-year-old. She really knows like a lot about it and stuff, and she's also very educated on that as well. So we try to, my mom, she's not the one that's like push her beliefs and then like we follow blindly. She's like research for yourself,
Mhm.
make like educated choices based on your research. So like that's how me and my sister are very like educated on it. We like read on it. We like really dove into it, and that's why we also believe in like what we do because
Yeah.
like not only has we've grow up on it, we've also seen the differences of people who weren't, but also because we ourselves researched for it and we also found like yeah, that's what helps us the most. So really like also believing in that is because we researched ourselves.
And they say it works because they never had in their life yet any antibiotics, nothing, because everything there is in nature.
Right.
So if they have any problems, or she had strep throat,
You go get the
there is
toothache.
everything in nature. Yes, in 2 3 days it's gone. So she doesn't need to suffer with later gut problems after taking antibiotics. So everything knowledge. So that's what we do.
Well, so if someone wanted to find out more about your business, find out more about how to look into some of the naturals, how could they, or what could they access from you guys that you have? I know you've got something that we can share in our notes. So if you want to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, so just for like everyday things to know like what herbs to use and like the breakdowns of our products, how to even use a product. Like for example, some people don't understand why a facial scrub is so important to put in your skincare routine or even how to use it. We'll put out videos out there to educate. So that is like the breakdown of our products. We give the ingredients and stuff. But for our actual like products, if people just want to see it as a whole, we do have a brochure that we made. So this is our like skincare catalog that we do also give to like spas as well. So that just gives us like a brief view on like our products that we sell, some of the benefits of using some of the ingredients in there as well. But for us, really, if you really want to like get a deep like understanding and really to see what we're doing, I would say follow our socials. Our socials are constantly active and we're constantly posting information out there. We're also really quick in responding. A lot of people might comment something and they want to understand more. So we'll put a post out on that for them to really understand and like get them knowledgeable as well.
Also, you can find in our website on our blog. So we put not only ingredients, but also we put some recipes how to do on your own if you don't want to buy, but you can learn yourself something.
Love
So
it. So if
you can
somebody,
find,
go ahead.
yeah,
If somebody wanted
yeah,
to find your website, what's the website?
So our website is D&A Natural, so DANDA and then natural. So that's our
I'll link it.
website.
I'll link it all in the show notes, but
okay.
I'll ask you here
Yeah, and
too.
you
Yeah.
can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, also website, blogs.
All the places, same name. It's same
Yes.
name, D&A Natural. Awesome.
Huh.
Well, thank you so
Not
much.
yet, not yet. Some of them little bit different, but we have here an our brochure. I don't know if you can. This is our
QRs.
QRs.
Amazing. So we will link to the brochure and we'll link to all of your socials in the show notes. So if anybody wants to find them, they can come find Agata and Justina and learn more about their company, learn more about their products, and find their new favorite natural products. But thank you both so much. This was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you both being here today and joining me for tea time with Teacup Entrepreneurs.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
having us.
Thank you.